Mr. Albert, I request you testify once more.
As if there's anything else for me to testify about.
Still, I've yet to fully prove it was Mr. Albert who murdered Mr. Koshin. I'd like to hear about your movements before the murder occurred. If you could tell us about what you did here at the Theatre Neutralis.
Very well, I suppose I could tell you about that. Because about all I did was watch the Steel Samurai stage show.
Elaborating on even that alone is good enough for me. The only way for me to place this man under arrest is to pinpoint the exact location of where the murder took place, for that's the key to this investigation.
I watched in the last row. The stage was well lit, but dark out in the audience. I swear I was there in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. I do remember the contents of the show very well, though. Is that proof enough for you? Those moving scenes were said in this old man's heart. I'll never forget them.
So you were in the theatre proper watching the Steel Samurai stage show, were you?
Of course I was. I have great fondness for the Steel Samurai. Yeah, I was pretty cool up there, wasn't I?
You're not the one who was cool, it's the Steel Samurai who's cool.
Yeah, the Steel Samurai special finishing move today was really something, huh? Hey, Edgy, who's she? Who's this super cute girl?
17, Larry! 17! Back off! She's been standing here the whole time and only now notices her? Her name's Kay Faraday. She's helping me in my investigation.
Sorry I didn't get to introduce myself earlier. Better late than never. So, Kay, I'm Larry Bart! Silence is a peanut gallery. It's no time for such trivialities such as this.
Mr. Prosecutor, this is the final battle. You got that? I know. This is the end. For that man there.
Ha ha ha! That's the kind of thing I like to hear. I think I'll give trusting you a try, Mr. Prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth. I leave the critical battle up to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Have no fear, I will finish the job. This really is the end game. Time has come to expose every last one of Mr. Albert's lies. I suppose you can tell us about them, then. I agree, today will be a day to remember, especially when we finally make you pay for the wrongs you've committed.
What? That's what the Steel Samurai says when he defeats the evil magistrate. Actually, the line was just something I ad-libbed.
You may act all surprised, but naturally you do remember this lie, don't you?
Of course I do. I just now understand how the evil magistrate felt is all.
Allow me to make you identify with the evil magistrate some more.
That makes you the Steel Samurai, huh?
Well, if you had to complete the analogy, I suppose so, yes. I do believe it's time to bring the curtains down on this with a bang.
I wonder if Mr. Al was really watching the show.
I don't think so. The only time he had to commit the murder was during the show. The only time he could have placed the body into the pushcart was during the scenes where the Iron Infant was not out on stage.
That means by the end of the stage show. I assume the body was already in the pushcart by then? No way! I was pushing the dead body around! You used me in such a foul manner as unforgivable, evil magistrate!
Well put, Steel Samurai. And now I'll show all those present just who the evil magistrate that the Steel Samurai must defeat. That is so fucking corny, but it's great. I remember the contents of the show as well myself.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Mars Edgeworth, don't allow yourself to be riled up by him at this important juncture.
I wasn't planning to let him.
If you ask me, I think I'm the biggest Steel Samurai expert round here. Didn't you think the climactic scene of today's show was just totally awesome? Yes, I remember that well, and that spectacular special move. The way he delivered the final blow against the evil magistrate, early summer rain jab. Oh, the scene will live in my heart forever. Is that how it went? I totally forgot about that.
How can you forget your own special moves? That's the special attack he uses when the Steel Samurai uses when he's using the Samurai Spear.
Today was the first time they showed it off, was it not? If I hadn't watched the show, how could I answer you with the name of the move?
That wasn't the name of the move, though, was it? Where's the spear? Early summer rain jab. I know it's. I know he said it wrong. I suppose you're correct, but if you could please elaborate on this point for me. Wait. Ah, he couldn't do the attack because of the buggered spear. There we go.
Objection!
The special move today was the early summer rain jab. Is that your final answer?
You irritating little gnat. Do you think you can trip me up by asking the same question over and over?
That's not my intention. Your testimony was more than sufficient. I believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this.
The Samurai Spear? What about it?
This spear never actually made it on stage today.
Excuse me?
Unfortunately for you, tonight's Steel Samurai happened to be a goof of a young man with an abundance of useless hot-bloodedness. Having said that, said useless man bent the spear during his rehearsal this evening. Kay, do you remember what the Steel Samurai special move was tonight?
It was the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash.
Correct, because he couldn't use the spear, a last-minute change was made. Had you really been watching the show, you will have known that the move that was used. Curses, Alba! You didn't even watch a single minute of the Steel Samurai stage show tonight, did you?
So if he wasn't watching the show tonight, it opens up the possibility he was busy killing Mr. Cushion instead.
So where were you during the show? I demand an answer now. What's so funny?
You're so sloppy, and so are your conclusions. I still insist I watched the show, most of it in any case.
What do you mean, most of it?
You see, during the show I left my seat for a spell to visit the bathroom. I assume it's when the dramatic scene was played out on stage.
That's the lousiest, lamest excuse I've heard in my life, pal.
Just because he got the name of the move wrong,
we can't really use that as proof he didn't watch the show. Ugh.
As a fan of the Steel Samurai, I wanted to watch the entire show. Honest.
As a Steel Samurai fan, for someone who wasn't even in his seat for the climax of the show, you have no right to call yourself a Steel Samurai fan ever.
Who was that just now? It would be I, young lady.
Larry, what are you doing interrupting me like that?
Edgy, please hold on for a second, I beg. You may never accept this old man as a Steel Samurai fan, but I totally think he's a Steel Samaniac.
What exactly is a Steel Samaniac, Pearl?
I believe he meant to say Steel Samurai Maniac. Yeah, and trust me, I know a real fan when I see one because I'm the Steel Samurai.
I will never acknowledge you as the true Steel Samurai.
What are you getting so worked up over, Mr. Edgeworth? It appears the real Steel Samurai recognizes me as a fan. As well he should, for I am a fan. It's not as though I missed the entire show. It was the most amazing show filled with the spirit of the young and young at heart. The sarcasm to him from his long wooden nose couldn't run any thicker.
You know the move along only proves you didn't watch the last scene. What I need here is something more definitive. Something that links Mr. Alba directly to the murder of Mr. Manny Koshin.
No, Graham, I'm sure it is something else. I'm honored to receive such praise from the Steel Samurai, but what's it for? I was just wondering how you found out about the early summer rain jab. The move's a bit of a secret only a small portion of the staff know about.
Wait, it was a secret? Larry, what did you just say?
Huh? Did I say something stupid again?
Did you say the early summer rain jab was actually a secret?
Maybe I shouldn't have said secret. It's more like we only decided on the name of the move right before the start of the show. Right before? Yeah, the stage director was going nuts because we're supposed to debut the move. About 5 minutes before the show, we threw it up on the dressing room's whiteboard. Early summer rain jab. That's kind of how we decided the name of the move. By that time, I'd already bent the spear, so I guess the whole thing was kind of pointless. All you Steel Samurai actors are the same, so the director has my complete sympathy. Long story short, because we changed the move to the sushi slash, we kind of pretended the early summer rain jab didn't exist at all. It'd be bad if someone found out we changed the move, so I made a secret.
So basically a gag order was issued for the publicity's sake.
I always makes the early summer rain jab sound like a lost art. Which is why I think most of the staff hadn't even heard of the move. Hold those lips of yours still. What the heck, old man? I've done nothing but listen, and from what I can tell, it's all very unrelated to the case. It's also very tedious and a pointless exercise in wasting time, much like a kid's show.
Mr. Alba, I believe the one who should be quiet now is you.
How dare you?
I suspect you've already noticed exactly what the very severe implications are in this man's testimony.
So now you're trying to bully me, huh? There are no implications to be read into the behind-the-scenes story of a kid's show. Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this one. Curse this Alba.
You're the one who said it yourself. But the name of the move was Early Summer Rain Jab. But that name was only decided upon right before the show was about to start.
So what are you driving at? The name of the move you told us was never used in the show or said aloud.
Now then, would you care to tell us about how you found the name of the move?
Because I can only think of one way you could have known.
Chris Alba, this is the only way you could have known about the special move. You knew the name because you saw it in the dressing room's whiteboard. The staff members who knew were keeping it secret, so you couldn't have simply gone up to a staff member and asked, which means the only other option left is you saw it on the whiteboard.
That means Mr. Alba was there at some point, right?
What's the big deal, sir? I don't see what that means. There's another piece of evidence that has a great deal to do with the dressing room, so we can't afford to let this slide. This is related with the dressing room and Mr. Koshin's murder.
Take that!
The push cart used to move the body was right there in the dressing room. During the show, the push cart awaited its turn to be pushed on stage to the dressing room. It was finally pushed there along with the Iron Infant in the last scene of the show. Right after the show ended, it went to Abelas along with the Steel Samurai. Which means the only time the killer could have placed the body inside the push cart was when the push cart was in the dressing room backstage.
Basically, the killer had to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show.
Precisely.
Wait, and what if, this is just a what if, what if the murder took place right in the dressing room?
How do you mean, Kay? I have to admit she brings up a valid possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people.
Slipping undetected into a private dressing room would be as simple as pie. The killer must have come with the idea to move the body with the push cart's end too.
Correct, thus making the theatre's dressing room the ideal location for the murder of Manny Koshin. Curtis Alba, during the show, you went down to the dressing room, and I want to know why.
Yes. Yes, I was there. I went to the dressing room. I knew it. I'll place you under arrest right now, pal. You got that? Arrest. Not so fast. What is it now? Don't I deserve a chance to explain myself?
Explain? What's there to explain?
I believe I told you earlier when I went to the bathroom. I got lost when I did. I wanted to ask directions when I opened the dressing room door. No one was inside. It was then when I saw the name of the move on the whiteboard. You punk, still trying to get out of this. Do you really think you can get away at this point? Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you can do to stop him?
Oh, I don't have enough evidence on him to do anything. I don't even have the airtight evidence I need to put this man away for good. But if that's what I need, then perhaps... Agent Lang, I believe an investigation of the dressing room in question is now in order. It's possible we may find new evidence there.
Yeah, if Mr. Edgeworth pokes around there, I'm sure you'll find new facts, pal. If we use a little thief, we may even learn something from the recreation. We don't need to do any of that. Well, Fee, how could you? I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we've already searched there. My men really are something else. Oh, they found nothing? There's only one thing I can say to you, sis, and they found nothing. That's it. I guess you're right. If they found something, they would have reported it to us. They couldn't find anything because there's nothing there to find. If there's no info to feed a little thief, it can't do much help either.
Is this the end? The murder took place in this theatre, which is not protected under extraterritorial rights. And the fact it was Mr. Alba himself who committed the murder. If I can't prove both statements to be true, Mr. Alba walks away a free man. Is there no other course of action left?
It would appear your house of cards has turned out to be a bust. Now, if you'll excuse me, because of you people, I've missed my flight. I must make haste to arrange a new one.
Who's shouting now?
Who's it this time? Hold it right there, you whippersnappers!
Oh, first Larry and now you!
What's with the scary mobster lights down your face, Edgy Poo? Don't treat me like I'm some sort of nuisance. I've been meaning to say this, but you'll keep talking about things I don't get at all. You're leaving the lady in the sad, depressing, lonely dust and I'm about to cry in.
Why did you have to speak up right at this instant?
You know what, Edgy Poo? Cheer up, because I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing.
The most wonderful thing from you.
It's super special. I couldn't give it away just to anyone, you know. My special present of love for my sweet Edgy Poo. You ready? It's this.
It's a box of those samurai dogs, right?
Yeah. Oh, Edgy Poo, go on and eat one. You'll feel right as rain.
Are we through here?
Why did everyone get so quiet all of a sudden? Edgy Poo, tell me you understand the depths of this lady's love for you. I'm not one to hand out snacks willy-nilly, you know. No, sir. The thought occurred to me maybe it'd be good if I fed you and... Oh, here she fucking goes again. Mr. Edgeworth, can you do anything about her?
There's no power on earth that can force that woman into silence.
I'm sick and tired of it. All you people do is look down on me. Even this box of samurai dogs play me for a fool. It has a special design on its fan like a Japanese flag, so I thought it was special. When I ate one, just tastes like all the rest. Oh, it makes me so mad.
Wait, a special box with a Hinamaru-like fan on it? I never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. However, there it is. The red sun on the fan is filled in. Is it possible? Could it be? After the show, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. There's no such thing as a Hinamaru dog. This contradiction affects between something that should not exist and yet does. The rays from the red sun may just be what is needed to point us in the right direction.
A peasant? Studio Bigwigs told us to play delivery boys. We're supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them up in the push cart just to move them.
I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Koshin in the theatre and then placed his body inside the push cart. And then, you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. It's time to place the final pieces of this logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connections may be, once we've found them all, the way to the truth will be revealed. The killer used the pushcart to transport the body, which means they had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor, most likely taken out the pushcart by the killer. That wish should not exist. This box of samurai dogs with a Hinamaru on it. If this red sun was filled when the killer was busy removing the samurai dogs from the pushcart, it's proof the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red substance turns out to be what I believe it to be. Wendy Oldbag, I thank you. What you have given to me is truly something very special.
Edgy Poo!
Mr. Edgeworth, are you feeling okay, sir? Mr. Alba, as I suspected, you killed Mr. Cushon in the dressing room.
How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet? Your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate is with some definitive evidence.
That arrogance, the self-confidence. You believe you've erased every piece of evidence that could incriminate you. However, there remains one piece here, and that will put you away for good.
You're bluffing. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sounds like you finally found them. You found the fangs we need to go after this guy's jugular. Tell us what's in that box of samurai dogs that's going to put the old man away.
Trace evidence that'll bring him down. It's here, of course. This box of samurai dogs with a Hamamuru fan on it. This should never have existed. I want you to take a good look at the red spot. It's a single drop of blood.
Ah? What? Blood, you say?
Agent Lang, I'd like this blood analysed post-haste.
I've got to admit I'm a bit surprised. I can't believe we found blood in a place like this. Hey, you, get to the lab pronto. Why is there blood in the box to begin with?
If we think about the flow of the crime, I think the reason will become obvious. Larry, you said you transported the samurai dogs with the pushcart, correct?
Yeah, you have a great memory, AG. That pushcart was a bit too big for my son, know what I mean? To make sure everyone could see him, I had to pile some stuff in. I figured the samurai dogs were there, so I used them to fill the cart.
If what Larry says is true, then there were boxes. What were the boxes doing on the floor?
I see. The killer took them out in order to place the body in the pushcart.
Exactly. And that is when I believe the victim's blood found its way onto the box.
When my men investigated the room, a single box of samurai dogs was in there. The embassy staff members had already confiscated them.
Yes, no doubt to hide the evidence of the murder.
Good thing Miss Albag managed to steal that one box before she got to him there. Looks like Miss Albag managed to put the great thief to shame. What a scandalous way of putting that! I didn't steal! I received it from myself!
Curtis Alba, I'd say this is one very fatal oversight on your part.
Sorry to end your little love fest, however.
How? How can he be so self-confident in a no-win situation for him like this?
Even if the blood turned out to belong to Mr. Cochin, then what? Huh. So, Mr. Edgeworth, sounds like he's not ready to call it quits yet, huh?
The sole piece of evidence that was left at the scene of the crime. That alone has shed light on a new fact. At the very least, we have proof the murder occurred in the dressing room.
And? You say that like it means something. Huh?
Excuse me, sirs.
Report, what are the results of the analysis?
Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed the red substance is blood.
I knew it. With this, Curtis Alba. Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might humour my question. The one from before, or have you forgotten? Even if that's Mr. Cochin's blood, what difference would it make? Did it play the wrong soundbite there? Like we already told you, it proves the crime scene was in the dressing room. It doesn't prove I'm your killer, does it?
That's...
Oh,
here's a very good point. The blood in the boxes have proved Mr. Alba's the killer.
Then this evidence is meaningless?
That can't be. We're so close, sir.
I want to smack that smug look off his face. There's got to be something we can do.
We finally found a solid piece of evidence. There must be something I can expose with it. I can't think of a single thing.
Excuse me. Now who's shouting? Who was that? It's too late. I won't allow anyone to stop me now.
It wasn't me, pal.
It wasn't me this time either. Weren't me either.
It was me. Why did you... Because I haven't finished reporting everything to you yet, sir. There's more?
What? Hurry up and spit it out.
Yes, sir. The blood I mentioned, it's not the same blood type as the victim's blood.
What? No.
What?
What do you mean it's not the same type? Not the victim's blood? If it isn't his, who the hell's is it?
I don't know, sir. All I know is not the same blood type as the victim, sir.
What do we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? We've no idea what's what anymore.
Neither do I.
What an amusing turn of events. That blood drop proves something to be true, right? Namely, my words.
Which one of your words would that be?
The ones where I said your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The blood's nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever. Need I remind you, the blood got onto the box long before it entered my embassy? What sort of nonsense?
Yeah, it's blood, pal. There's no way it's not related to the murder.
So you'd like to believe? What if someone preparing the samurai gloves had a small nosebleed? What then?
I guess that's possible.
Damn it! Have we been wasting our time on a red herring? The blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be clue enough. Curtis Alba, you bastard!
Silence. Completely wrong voice.
Silence! Don't you ever address me with such a filthy word again. I've wasted enough time here with you and your answers. Now let me through. Alba, it doesn't matter where you run off to. You'll never escape me. Someday I'll have the satisfaction of sinking my fangs into you. You'll see. All of Interpol will be behind me, working to see it come when that day comes. Do you know what your words sound like to me? They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt. Ooh!
Is this really the extent of what we can do? Is the blood really from someone completely unrelated to the case? Or is there another possibility? Someone else other than the victim? When I thought I had him backed into a corner, it's I who's been backed into one. In a situation like this, what would a man do? What would he who can turn a desperate situation around do? Turn it around. That's it. I must turn my way of thinking around. It's not whose blood is this, it's whose blood could get on the box like this. If I think about it that way... If the blood got on the box when the body was being placed in the pushcart, it's from Alba's wound. Then the owner of said blood must have been in the dressing room at the time. There's only one person it could be.
I must praise you all for trying so hard. Because of you kids, I was removed from center stage, and I'll be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows, unfortunately. It's not a total loss, as the underworld will allow me more freedom than you'll ever know. Freedom like the raven feels as it flies through the night sky. You can't lay a finger on me, not now, not ever. The arm of the law is powerless before.
Objection!
Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you.
What do you mean?
Allow me to describe you in one word. Pitiful.
Pitiful? How so?
Curtis Alba, your wings were clipped long ago. And for someone who's trying to fly away on them without noticing that fact, pitiful is the perfect word to describe you.
Mere words. What do you mean by his wings were clipped, Mr. Edgeworth?
Just what you think it means, Kay. We already caught him in our trap a while back, with an incredibly powerful, definitive piece of evidence.
Hey, over to Mr. Prosecutor, care to speak English? What are you talking about? What piece of evidence?
The piece I speak of is, of course, this drop of blood.
We know it's not from the victim. I don't see how it remains relevant to the case at all.
Ms. Von Karma, I believe that is exactly why it's very important to the case. And the part that's the most important is the fact that it's not the victim's blood. You're looking a little pale. Good. I believe you're already aware of what I mean.
Then you know who the blood belongs to?
Of course I do. This piece of evidence is the irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in his tracks. The blood that soiled this box of the samurai dogs belongs to this person.
Take that!
The blood of the red sun on this box belongs to you, Cursus Alba.
What? Why is his blood on the box of samurai dogs? He's not even a victim.
The blood fell on the box when Mr. Koshin's body was being loaded into the push cart. At that time, the only two people in the dressing room were the victim and his killer.
So that's what you mean. If the blood doesn't belong to the victim, there's only one other person it could belong to.
Yes, and that person is the murderer himself. That's the only logical conclusion.
But Mr. Cochin was the one who was stabbed, sir. Why'd Mr. Alva been the one bleeding?
What if during the murder Mr. Cochin had fought back?
You mean if before Mr. Alba could kill him, Cochin managed to wound Mr. Alba?
Yes, I believe we have a piece of evidence that proves he was bleeding then.
Take that!
Mr. Alba, you bear on your body a great wound.
That was from the Master Second attacked me with a pair of scissors. And that happened way after he was in the dressing room.
But is that what really happened? You can manufacture a weapon by smearing blood on it. You can't just accept that as fact. Shall we test Mr. Alba and see if the shape of the wound matches the scissors?
You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip you by, no matter how insignificant the possibility.
You'll want to talk, Mr. Alba. You managed to give the law the slip for 10 years as the smuggling ring's leader. No matter the danger, you can hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from everyone. You truly are a one-of-a-kind criminal.
I'm the master of my fear. However, you think of a person such as you could miss such a large thing?
You believe I've overlooked something?
You said my wound was caused by Mr. Koshin, and it was caused here by one of the theatre's dressing rooms, right?
That's correct.
I'd like to point out it's simply not possible. My wound's a stab wound, and one that could have come from a blade. Where would you propose such a weapon came from? The theatre was packed with security guards. It would have been impossible for anyone to come to area with a weapon of any sort. Just as Mr. Alba was able to bring the Albastian knife in a bouquet, there must have been some other way to sneak in a weapon of some sort. As long as you can't prove that other way is, all your talk about Mr. Kojin stabbing me is pure nonsense. If the other way does exist, you better hurry and tell me now.
With pleasure.
What?
This piece of evidence shows us how Mr. Kochin brought a weapon into the theatre. I actually don't know at all what this is getting at. It's not this, is it?
Take that!
Among law enforcement, this is known as Yakuratsu's key.
That key. The key my father stole from here 7 years ago.
And it's very unique that it is both a key and a knife. Meaning, under the guise of a key, it could have been easily brought into the theatre. Ugh! You couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you, therefore you wiped off the blood and placed it back in Mr. Kuchin's pocket. After all, the key itself opens the safe in his office. Inside that safe there was a document about a Kodofian paper signed by Mr. Kuchin. In order to make it look like Mr. Kuchin died as the leader of the smuggling ring, you had to make it so the police were the ones who opened the office safe. All that hard work to save yourself only served to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching this knife's blade with your wound, Mr. Cursus Alba? And that is what some may call the coup de grace.
Impossible. You can't take me down. Swine, all of you, especially Manny Koshin. All this because of that man's betrayal. He sought to steal control of the smuggling ring from me by removing me as ambassador, which is why he deserved to die bearing the guilt for all my crimes for me. That's why I sent out the Yatagaratsu's card and how this incident was born. Manny was supposed to be the smuggling ring's leader who was killed by the Yatagaratsu. I had yet another reason, another story that was supposed to play out. Manny's death was supposed to bring everything to a close. I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling prosecutors.
Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there's one more question I forgot to ask. This country, or Alabas, which country's court would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you.
Edgeworth!
Did he just fucking die where he stood?
Oh hey, that's my birthday! Ooh, this it. The big day, Mr. Alba's trial today.
And next week he's scheduled to stand trial in his own country of Alabast. Franziska's heading that one. I suspect she'll be serving a full course of whiplashes at it.
Having to face Miss Swancomber in court right after facing you, sir?
Ooh, I don't even want to think about what that'd be like.
I caught a glimpse of Mr. Alba as being escorted to the courthouse. The boy looked about as glum as I do the day before I got my monthly paycheck. Now, I've been thinking, that flight attendant and even Mr. Portsmouth were all Mr. Alba's secret agents.
Correct. That smuggling ring was a common thread between all these incidents. Cami Mealy was to provide support during the smuggling op using her job as an attendant. Mr. Portsmouth was to manipulate trials related to the ring and end in their favour.
Oh, Hugo Airlines and the prosecutor's office. No one's safe from the smuggling ring, eh, sir?
I suspect there's even more members of the ring spread throughout the world.
Yeah, sounds like such a big op, I can't even begin to imagine what it's like.
What is it, Detective?
Nothing, it's just, come to think of it, Mr. Ernest Amano's trial's also scheduled for later today, sir.
I'm aware of that. Mr. Amano's been working with the smuggling ring now for over 10 years. He used the Amano Group's various connections worldwide to assist the ring. But all of it's come down to the end. His conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. I owe Mr. Romano a debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debt to society.
With the arrest of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Romano, I guess that about wraps up the KG8 incident as well, huh?
I suppose so. The real killer in the KG8 incident 10 years ago was Manny Koshin. And 7 years ago, the killer of the second KG8 incident was Mackerel. Those two facts are unshakable truth, however. It seems a lot of the effort was put into hiding these and other truths from us. I'll expose it all at the trials today.
You're solving cases left and right today, ain't you, sir?
CCU and Dade Man. Perhaps now those two brave souls who tried to make the truth known can rest in peace. By the way, I received some gifts from Ambassador Paleno. Shrimp, crab, beef. I don't need any of these, so I'm giving them to you.
What? Seriously, sir? Wait, actually, I don't think I want them anymore. The way you're holding them, don't tell me they're just coupons, sir.
Detective Gumshoe, have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Codothium again, the economy has changed.
Really?
It seems the Ambassador Paleno's reaped a few benefits of his own from it. It has been announced the official ambassador of the newly reunified Cadothia.
Ah, but what a pity. Even though every item was sent as a treasure, you don't seem all that interested. If you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely assistant Kay. What the fuck? What a fucking weird bug that was.
What a pity. Even though every item sent is a treasure, you don't seem all that interested. If you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely assistant Kay.
That's not what I said. Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have them, sir. Come to think of it, where is Kay? How come she's still not here? Hey, you gotta be more alert than that. I can't believe you didn't notice. I was even mimicking Edgeworth's... Okay, right, alright. Don't fake the player out like that, man. I totally didn't notice you or realise that voice was you. Langsy says ferocious love blooms with each new spring.
Agent Lang, a pleasant surprise to see you here.
Been a long time since I set foot in a courthouse, but I wasn't going to miss watching the guy who screwed up my country finally get what's coming to him. Well, that and something else. I wanted to see you in action in court.
Is that so, Agent Lang?
We flushed out all the counterfeit bills, the same file's finally at peace again. It's all thanks to you, so I just want to say thanks. I never thought I'd see the day old Wolfie's as fang as Mr. Edgeworth.
I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated Mr. Alba's extraterritorial rights, I wouldn't have been able to bring him to trial. I believe the victory belongs to both of us in this case.
A shared victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong. I'll still never forgive you prosecutors. And I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. I've always done things my own way and that's not about to change. You got that?
I see. Well, I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job.
Yeah, if that's ever someone your precious truth can't catch. Feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. As for me, I'm gonna get that person no matter what.
Alright. It's about time for the trial to start. I'll see you later.
I'll be watching your performance from the gallery. I'm looking forward to this. Operate Old Time Tippet Tape for today's victory, sir. I'll help you throw around Mr. Edgeworth wins. Hope you got enough, because I'm going to go call my men up as well.
A modest amount of ticker tape goes a long way. The scene shifts to the courthouse and the final tale of this long trial begins. The legend of the great thief Yatagoratsu, the story of those who chose to dedicate the
fuck's sake.
Prosecutors are those who seek a guilty verdict for the defendants they meet, and to that end you have no choice but to win by any means necessary. That creed was forced onto me since I was very young. However, I no longer think it's all way prosecutors are, and that's because... Even though I've only been away from the courtroom for a short time, I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I've set foot in one. And today, more than any other day, I feel the fight within me rising.
Woo, I feel so much better now the trial's over. As always, your legal prowess was top-notch, sir. And nothing missed the look on Mr. Albert's face when you revealed the ring's secrets. I was amazed. You're like a totally different person when you step in the courtroom. Mr. Edgeworth's always 10 times fiercer in court.
Based on the information Mr. Albert offered up, they've begun a large-scale operations to clean up the rest of the ring, which I'm happy to leave to Francisco and Agent Lang.
So what's your plans now, Kay?
Oh, well, they've taken care of the creep who killed my father, so I'm not sure. I know. Maybe I'll just keep being me and Mr. Edgeworth's assistant.
Are you still trying to steal my job, pal?
Just kidding, just kidding. I can't steal something so important to you, Gummy.
Whew, what a relief.
Okay.
Yeah?
Even after all that's happened, are you still planning to become a great thief?
Of course! I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Yatagaratsu, so I'm going to hold off on doing anything until I make a tight three-person team of my own.
A three-person team?
A three-person team of young beauties the same age as me is possible.
With those criteria, I hardly doubt you'll find the two other people you need.
My father chose to fight for the truth. I think that's what was so noble about him. You see, Mr. Edgeworth, the only things I will ever steal are the truths that have been hidden away. I'm going to work extra hard to make a world where the Yatagaratsu isn't needed.
Let's both strive for such a future.
I guess it's time for me to get going.
I see.
Kay, keep your chin up and stay strong, alright? And don't be a stranger.
Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in.
If you could, I'd appreciate it if you came through the building's front door.
It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window has been broken for forever.
One last thing before I go. Let's take a group picture, just the three of us.
Yeah, a commemorative photo. Every big case has to end with one.
No.
Hey, why not?
Don't tell me your camera's shy, Mr. Edgeworth.
Of course not, Detective.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm taking the picture now. Come back here.
Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run from this, sir.
Hey, Detective Gumshoe! Stop that! I can't be seen doing that!
I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese.
And thus the long tale of the KG8 incident came to a close. I saw the demise of a smuggling ring and the birth of a little great thief. But there's little time to rest and relax, for I'm eager to tackle the investigation into a new case. The reason for my eagerness is my want to pursue the truth and my want to believe in the strength of those who are the power of the law for good. As someone who has chosen to live my life as a prosecutor, that is my new creed.
And that concludes Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. See you next time for Investigations 2. After I've rested my voice, because fucking hell does my throat hurt right now. Thank you all so much for watching, and good night out there, whatever you are.